imagine the records go out the window for this game up to Florida State, or anything regardless of this?
Yeah, absolutely. We're not focused on the record just because we know we're going to get the best version of them. Um, it comes down to us beating them in clinching division, and for them it comes down to them being bowl eligible. So just like NC State, they have a lot at stake, as do we. So that's our mindset going into it.
What are some of the thoughts that go through your mind, like inside the locker room before a big game like this? Do you have to like kind of calm yourself down, hype yourself up when you're in a stage like this, against Florida State to legit?
Not necessarily, just because I said before, week in, week out, it's one game season. But we do realize what's at stake. So with that being said, you just have to understand that we're going to get their best shot, and they're going to put everything into this game, as did NC State. So just preparing with that mindset and going forward, I think will help us give them an advantage.
Obviously, their starting quarterback going out the first game made things awfully tough for him. But what was kind of your guys' perception as a team? Everybody figured if this game would come down to both of you guys being probably top 10 in the country, and of course they haven't had the season they expected. What was kind of your guys' perception as you saw Florida State kind of slip this entire season?
It's unfortunate for them. They still have good players across the board, but anytime your starting quarterback goes down, I feel like it's kind of hard to rebound and make a run. But a lot of their losses are on the last play, so it's not like they haven't been in close games with good teams. So you have to take that into account. But for us, it's just preparing as if they're undefeated. We can't demise our game plan just because their starting quarterback went down in the beginning of the season. We still have to prepare like they're an undefeated team.
Has Coach Sweeney been harping extra hard on these first few days about ignore the record, or is it that really not need to be said? It's Florida State. You guys know what to expect.
He said it a few times, but I don't think it was really necessary just because we all know that if they don't win, they're not bowl eligible. So us as players, we know how difficult that could be as a player. So we know that they're going to be real fired up, and it's Clemson Florida State. Just like anytime we play Florida State, it's high stakes, high intensity, a lot of emotion. So we know what we're getting into.
Incredible things, though, with the way you guys are playing your third straight Atlantic Division title, and considering the type of team Florida State's put on the field, usually year in and year out, you guys are really just taking a big grip on this division. While the Coastal keeps changing powers, you guys seem to be consistent.
Yeah, and I think that's just a credit to our culture here in Clemson over the past however many years, just coming in with the same mindset and same attitude, best is the standard, preparing how we prepare and just being who we are as a team. Hasn't always been like that. I feel like Clemson and Florida State are one of the better teams in this conference in the ACC. So I'm excited. It's going to be a good opportunity to go out there and play against a really good team.
How do you mentally handle the grind throughout the year? It's game 10, you're tired, worn down. How do you handle it?
That's something Coach Venables challenged the linebackers in the summer is to sustain the grind, and it is hard. It's really hard. Like you said, it's the 10th game of the season. You get a little wear and tear, but it's ultimately just taking care of yourself. Getting treatment, getting in the ice tubs, and just staying committed to watching film and doing everything that we did to get ready for Kent State and Auburn. Just can't cheat the process. You can't cheat the grind.
What aspects do you think is the most helpful, and which of those do you think is the hardest for you to keep up?
I think the most helpful is probably just recovery, getting in the cold tubs, getting your legs back because, practicing every day and going out there and running around a lot on Saturdays, it can be pretty tiring on the body. So, the Sundays and Mondays where they kind of look out for us on our body and our recovery, we have to take advantage of that time.
You had to deal with Alvin Cook last year, and now they've got the talented freshman Cam Akers. What do you see from him, and of course the freshman quarterback as well?
They're talented people, Florida State's number one in rankings, recruiting rankings every year. So it's not like they don't have good players. They always have good running backs, and they always have good, like I said, they're a talented team. So on film, they like to run the ball. They like a lot of boot, play action, and take a lot of shots downfield. So it's going to be another good opportunity, especially for our secondary, because they're going to line up and throw the ball deep, and it's a 50-50 shot with our defenders and their receivers. So that would be some good competitive play in defending the run. Cam Akers, he's a really good running back. He likes to cut back. He's physical. He can make cuts sometimes, and they also have other running backs that they offer other stuff to the table as well.
Facing a team that is kind of young, especially next to some of the new players that have a concern, especially at the center. It's important
Well, there's definitely going to be a lot of emotion in the game, and I'm sure their coaches are preaching that to them as well. But I don't think he's played here at Death Valley before, so that's going to be another challenge. Hopefully our crowd's really loud and makes it hard for him to communicate with his offensive linemen and his receivers. And us as a defense, we just have to execute our game plan. Our coaches are going to put us in calls that give us a best chance to win, and we just got to execute at a high level.
Where does rivalry sit with you? I've heard different opinions. Balsanelli said it was really big to him, and then Kendall yesterday, he's a South Carolina guy. Nothing really compares to the Gamecock for him. But you're a Maryland guy, so you kind of didn't really get into this until you got down here. But what do you feel about it?
For me, I think it's somewhat of a rivalry game just because, in my opinion, I think we're the best two teams in the ACC on this division. So it's kind of almost like bragging rights, because years prior to this year, I just feel like it's either Clemson or Florida State. Clemson or Florida State, obviously you have a mix of some other teams like NC State or whoever it may be that year, but for the most part, I feel like it's Clemson and Florida State. So there's really two good teams, two athletic, physical, just a lot of teams with a lot at stake and a lot of pride for the programs. So I think that's what it comes down to for me.